I think so now I should be audible, guys. If you guys have any issues with the audio or the video, guys, please do let me know. I hope that I'm audible, guys. If you guys had any issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know. Am I audible right now, guys? Please do let me know. Okay, great. No issues. Amazing, amazing. So good evening, everyone. It's great to see all of you joining us for our today's boot camp that is going to continue for the next 7 days. Okay, how are you guys? Are you guys all right? Please do let me know. Are you guys all right? Please do let me know, guys. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Great, amazing, guys. Amazing. So, how are you guys? Is everybody all right? Please do let me know. Great, amazing, amazing. Okay, so in the next 7 days, the only prerequisite for this particular bootcamp is you should be knowing English. The mode of communication and the mode in which I will be teaching you guys will be in English itself. The rest, everything you will be learning in the next 7 days. We'll be starting off with JavaScript. Okay, then we'll be proceeding further towards ReactJs. Okay, we'll be learning a bit about HTML as well so that we are able to use it. And once we have completed it, at the last day of the bootcamp, we'll be having our note-taking app that we'll be building together. So that will be the entire program and the entire process that we'll be following in the next few days. So let me just introduce myself. My name is Shaurya Sinha. I've been working as a data analyst, as a data scientist, as a software engineer, as a full stack engineer in companies like Jio, Reliance, Arsenal, as well as DevTown as well. Okay, and across my all my experiences and everything, I've also worked with Google in their Explore ML program, and I went on behalf of Google to various different colleges and taught concepts like data science and full stack on behalf of them. So this was a brief intro about me. I've helped almost 5,000 students get placed in companies, in top companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Accenture, and other companies as well. So that was a little bit intro about myself. Okay. Okay. In the next 7 days, you'll be having classes every single day at the same timing, that is at 6 p.m. itself in the evening. Each of the classes will be of 1 to 1.5 hours long. Okay, that will be the duration of the classes, guys. Each of these classes will be 1 to 1.5 hours long. Along with that, during the entire period of the boot camp, okay, I would suggest you guys to be as interactive as possible with me on the live chat so that I'm able to understand what are your queries, what are your questions, and I'm able to handle them properly as well. Okay. Okay. Now these boot camps that you are able to see, we conduct boot camps on data science, on data analysis. We conduct boot camps on front end, back end, cloud computing. We conduct boot camps on cybersecurity, blockchain. So every single technology we are able to conduct these boot camps. Now these boot camps are conducted free of cost. There is no cost associated with these boot camps. Okay. Even the certificates that will be issued to you by DevTown, Microsoft, as well as Google have no costs associated with it. We do this for free. These boot camps are meant to be a window into the technology that you are planning to learn. For example, if you want to know more about data science, okay, you can attend these boot camps. Think of these boot camps as when you go to Baskin Robbins. How many of you have went to a Baskin Robbins ice cream parlor? Okay, can somebody let me know how many of you have went into any type of Baskin Robbins ice cream parlor at any point of time, guys? So whenever you are going to any type of Baskin Robbins ice cream parlor, you have seen that they have a lot many, like they have 36 choices of ice creams right over there, and they have some samplers as well. So if you ask for a sample of an ice cream, they will just take out a small teaspoon of that ice cream and give it to you. okay, to taste it. Similarly, these boot camps are also a taste to these technologies themselves. So before deciding that yes, I want to learn React, I want to learn backend web development, I want to learn full stack web development, or even for data science as well, these boot camps are meant to be that taste. We will be covering the basics, we will be making sure that you know nothing, so we'll be able to start from right over there, the programming language, the concept, as well as a small project at the end, so that when you're graduating from this boot camp, you are ready with a small knowledge of that particular technology, and you are ready to what to learn next. Okay, do you want to continue with this technology or not? So at the end of the boot camp, you are leaving with the understanding the basics of the languages, the basics of the technology, whether it be React, Redux, or other languages, other technologies as well. You are leaving with a small project that you can put up on your resume, as well as 3 certificates that you can add up to your resume to increase the quality of your resume as well. So that is the aim of these boot camps that we conduct. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Please not write present sir in the live chat. Okay, the live chat is meant to be for people who have some doubts. Otherwise, when I'll be teaching, you guys will be asking me questions, I won't be able to focus upon the live chat and get the doubts solved. So please not write present sir. I hope that you guys are educated enough. I hope that you guys understand English. You guys are able to understand what I'm saying right over here. Okay, so if you are not dumb, then don't write presence in the live chat. Okay, focus upon the entire class, focus upon what I'm teaching. It's very important that whatever I'm teaching right over here, you are able to grasp it to a very good level itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. So now the next thing that you need to understand is the certificates will only be given to those students who will be having 7 days of complete attendance. There are 3 certificates that are there in this entire boot camp. Okay, the first certificate is a certificate by us, that is a certificate by DevTown. The second certificate is a certificate by Google, and the third certificate is a certificate by Microsoft. Now, every single day, you will have to give your attendance live in the class itself. Okay, every single day, you'll have to give your attendance live in the class itself. Okay, how to give the attendance, I will be telling you guys at the end of today's class. Okay, I will be telling you guys how to give the attendance at the end of today's class, not right now. Right now, in the next 2 minutes, we are going to start off with the learning itself. Okay, so how to give the attendance, I will be telling you guys at the end of today's class, not right now. Okay, but every single day within the class itself, I will be taking up your attendance. Okay, I will be taking up your attendance. Now, those students who will be having complete attendance, complete 7 days of 100% attendance, they will be getting the certificates via DevTown. Okay, they will be getting the certificates via DevTown. Now, we have partnered up with Google and Microsoft so that we are able to bring these boot camps to you guys for free. Okay, now in that particular case, at the end of the bootcamp, we'll be working on a project. On the 7th day, we'll be working on a project itself. How to submit that project, where to submit that project, I will be letting you guys know on the 7th day. Not right now. On the 7th day, I will be letting you guys know how to submit the project, what will be the time given to you to submit the project as well. So we'll be doing the project live in the class. Okay. Once you have completed the project, we'll be asking you to submit the project in the next 3, 4, 5 days itself. Okay, after the end of the boot camp, then we'll be checking all those projects. Those people who will be submitting the correct project that we have done in the class, as well as have 7 days of attendance, those students will be getting the certificates via Google and Microsoft. Okay, only those students will be getting the certificates via Google and Microsoft. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? I'll be repeating this at the end of the class itself, so don't worry about it. I'll be repeating this at the end of today's class as well, so don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, again, just to recap, everything will be taught to you from the utmost basics. The only thing that I expect you guys to understand is English. The only thing that I want you guys to understand is English. The rest, the programming language, that is JavaScript, then the other language concepts of React, HTML, I'll be teaching you guys in the class itself. You don't have to worry about it. So are you guys ready? Should we start off with our today's class, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys ready? Should we start off with our today's class, guys? Please let me know, guys. Okay, great. So we'll be starting off with JavaScript. Now, initially, whatever the entire program is made in such a way that we will be dealing with only English, because there are many people who are coming to this particular bootcamp from outside India as well. So not everybody knows Hindi, but because you are going into a tech field and most probably you will be thinking about getting placements and everything, so I hope that you guys are able to understand English, because of course as a professional you need to understand English as a language itself. Okay, so the mode of communication would be only in English. Okay, so let's get started right away with the class as well. Okay, every single day the classes will be of 1 to 1.5 hours long. Okay, every single day the classes will be of 1 to 1.5 hours long. Okay, so let's get started right away, guys. So anywhere on the entire screen, so first we'll start off with JavaScript. Okay, so let me just start off with JavaScript itself. Just a second. Okay. Give me a second, guys. I think so. My Edge is not working properly. Let me just open this up with Google Chrome itself. Okay. So let's first try to understand why we need JavaScript at the end of the day. Okay. So this is, you guys must have seen browsers. Okay. Are you guys familiar with the browsers itself? Please do let me know. Are you guys familiar with browsers? Please do let me know, guys. 1 to 1.5 hours long. Okay. So can you give me some examples of some of the browsers that you have used up till this point of time? Can you guys give me some of the examples of the browsers that you have used up till this point of time, guys? Guys, can you give me some of the examples? So Brave, Chrome, Firefox, okay, Opera Mini, okay, then you're having Edge, great, uh, Chrome, okay. So you are Safari. So these are all the examples of different browsers that you have used up till this particular point of time in your life. Now, browsers are basically something that are used to view websites. Okay, to view websites. Now, browsers is not something that is a very recent phenomena. Browsers are something that were invented back in 1960s, 1970s, when internet came into being in the early days itself. One of the very first browsers that were created was by a student called as Mark Anderson when he was in college, and the company name was called as Mosaic. Okay, so Mosaic, after Mark Anderson passed out from his college, he founded a new company called as Netscape, and basically the Mosaic company itself got transformed into Netscape, and Netscape was one of the largest browsers that were available back in 1990s. So between 1990s and 20 10s, Netscape was one of the biggest user-based web browser that was available in the market. As you're able to see, this is a particular browser that is almost 30 years old. This is a web browser that is almost 30 years old. And you're able to see that most of the features of this web browser hasn't changed a lot. Okay, as you're able to see, this is from 1994. There's a previous button. Okay, as you're able to see, there's a previous button. There is a next button to go to the next page. There's a home button. There's a reload button. There's a print button. There's a find button. There's a location URL, okay, where you go and type www.google.com, type the URL. There is the body where you are able to see the website itself. So not a lot have changed, like via features, just feature wise, not a lot of different things has changed for the browsers. Now, of course, Netscape isn't like present right now. Okay, so right now the largest browser that is currently present is of Google Chrome itself, with almost 70% of the entire users using internet using Google Chrome at the end of the day. But Netscape back in 1990s to 2005, Netscape was the biggest browser that was available, the most predominant browser that was available. But yes, it lost its user share to Internet Explorer later on. And Internet Explorer as well has shut down its gates right now and has converted into Edge. Okay, so it's easily able to understand that these browsers, although are keep on changing, different companies are using different browsers as of this particular point of time, but still the inherent features of the browser hasn't changed for the past almost 30 years. Okay, so now a website, whatever website that the browsers, you are able to see any website. These websites are made up of three different components. It is HTML or hypertext markup language, CSS or cascading style sheets, and JavaScript. Now these are basically files of code. Okay, they're just files, like files and files of code that is currently there. Now that basically builds up the entire website, but you cannot see a code and understand how to use the website itself. For that, you are having a visual tool, that is the browser. The browser, think about the browser as a translator. Think about the browser as a translator itself. Okay, browser is able to read through these HTML, CSS and JavaScript files and show you the website that you are able to use at the end of the day. And that is the use of the browser. Now let's try to understand how we are able to use this HTML, how we are able to use this CSS, and how we are able to use this JavaScript right over here. Okay, this is one of the very first websites that were ever built. Now you need to understand that why we have internet. Okay, why internet was created. So internet was created in a very huge university called as UC Berkeley's back in USA in 1950s. Now the internet was basically created for the researchers to share their work. Okay, share their papers, share their knowledge, share their books. So that was basically created by researchers. Now, why did they need internet at that particular point of time? Just think about it. You are a researcher. You are a researcher based in India, and I am a researcher based in US. Let's think about it in such a way. Now, I am publishing a particular research paper right now. Now that research paper, without the presence of internet, that research paper will contain some citations to some books. Okay, it will refer to some of the books, some other research papers, some maybe articles, some newspapers as well. So it will refer to various different materials at the end of the day. Okay, now if I want to share this research paper with you who are currently located in Bangalore, I will have to ship this particular research paper from Dallas in US to you in Bangalore. That will take almost 2 to 3 months for it to reach to you, first of all. Then when you're receiving the research paper, like you are able to see, there are many citations in that. There are many references to different papers, different books, different papers in that. Now you will have to arrange all that. You will have to go to a library. You will have to ask the librarian to give you all those books and papers so that you are able to take a reference from that and understand the entire paper. Now that's a very huge process and very cumbersome and very time consuming as well. So these researchers decided that we need to make sure that we are having a common team. We are having a very common place where sharing of material, sharing of research paper and material is as simple as possible. Okay, as simple as possible. And that is where they created the World Wide Web. Okay, created the World Wide Web. Citation basically means reference, giving reference. Guys, improve vocabulary. Okay, citations basically means giving a reference to something. Okay, so right over here, what they created was they created these pages. They created these pages that had a lot of text on it. Okay, they had a lot of text on it, and these text has these links as well. Okay, these link chat, like text had some links as well. So for example, if I wanted to know more, so this is a research paper, let's consider this as a research paper right over here. Now if I want to go to like hypermedia, I don't know what hypermedia is, I can just click on this particular link. I can just click on this link for hypermedia and it will take me to that particular page. It will show me the like material for just hypermedia, and all this was just created using HTML. It gave the websites a structure. It gave a website a structure itself. Think about HTML as the bones of your body. Okay, just like your bones are present inside your body that give you a structure, a unique height, a unique build itself. In the similar way, HTML as well provides a unique structure to the website. Okay, it just includes the content, the links, and that is it. That is the entire use of HTML, or hypertext markup language. Okay. So this is one of the earliest websites of Microsoft. Okay, this is one of the earliest websites of Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft is one of the most important IT companies that is currently present. The most important IT companies that is currently present. Okay, and this was its earliest websites. Okay, and this is current, that was made just in HTML. This was made just in HTML. Okay, so right over here, as you're able to see, we are having this website, and this does not look good. As you're able to see, this is not something that you will want to visit and use as a website itself. Even this is one of the biggest IT companies, but still this is not something, okay, this is not something that you would want to see. Okay, so Darshan, I am able to understand that you are using YouTube for the very first time. Okay, many of you are maybe using YouTube for the very first time. So I will just guide them properly. In YouTube, there is a feature in which you can go to settings and then increase the quality of the video to 1080p or 720p as well. Okay, so I'm able to understand that many of you are coming to YouTube for the very first time. No issues. My work is here to guide you guys. Just click on the three buttons, go to like settings, increase the quality of the video to 1080p or 720p. Okay, no issues in that. So this is not something, this is not a website that you will at any point of time you look at it and you go like, wow, this website looks beautiful and I want to use it. That was a very big problem with HTML. It did not provide beautification to the entire website. It only provided one thing, that is a structure to the website itself. Okay, next came in CSS. Think about CSS as the beautification that you can apply to the website. The HTML provided a structure. The HTML provided a structure to the website itself. CSS provided the beautification for this website. Right over here, this is a Yahoo website from 1998. As you're able to see right over here, it's not just about the layout. It has been created in a very meticulous manner. It has images, it has some colors, the links are properly laid out in a proper manner. It's not just about the text, but also the layout, also the beautification that has been created right over here. Okay, and CSS basically means that cascading style sheets. Okay, it is creating the entire thing, it is making the entire website look beautiful. Okay, it's just like the makeup, just like you are having your skin, clothes, maybe some accessories, watches, the makeup that you apply, that basically increases the hairstyle that you have. It increases the appeal of the human body. Similarly, right over here, CSS is also used to increase the beautification of the entire website itself. And then comes in JavaScript. Okay, now what is the use of JavaScript? Okay, let's try to understand what is the use of JavaScript right over here. This is a great example created by our team right over here. So as you're able to see, HTML provides a structure to your website. HTML provides a structure, just like your bones in your body provide a structure to you. CSS provides the presentation or the appearance, maybe your clothes, skin, hairstyles, accessories that you have. It provides the presentation or the appearance to your website. JavaScript provides the dynamism or action to your website itself. It provides how you are able to interact with your websites. Okay, how you are able to convert some of the elements for you, maybe from kgs to grams. Okay, this type of unit conversions, or maybe you want to have some animation on your website, or maybe you want the color of the website to change based on some actions that you're performing. Basically, you want your website to be able to interact. Okay, you want your website to be able to interact with the user as well. Okay, so that is where you are having JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript provides the dynamism or the action right over there. Now let us try to understand this. JavaScript was basically, so Netscape back in 1950s wanted the entire website, okay, all the different things that you're able to do, provide the dynamism for the website to actually function and interact with the user as well. So for that, they contacted this particular person, Brendan Ike. Okay, they contacted Brendan Ike and said that we need this type of like language so that we are able to use that. And Brendan Ike was able to create JavaScript in just 10 days. Brendan Ike was able to create this entire thing, okay, this entire code in just 10 days, guys. In just 10 days, he created JavaScript. It takes at least 10 days to learn JavaScript to like a medium level itself, okay, and he created the entire language in just 10 days. Now, initially, he called this entire language as LiveScript. Okay, the initial name of JavaScript when it was initially created was known as LiveScript. Okay, later on, Microsoft also tried to create its very own version of JavaScript, and they referred to it as JScript. Okay, and later on, like, the name JavaScript was adopted. Now, many people will always ask that whether there is some similarity between Java and JavaScript. Are they both related to each other? Let me just clarify that for you. Okay, Java and JavaScript are as similar to each other as apple and pineapple are. Apple and pineapple both are fruits. Java and JavaScript both are programming languages. But there is nothing else similar between them, except, or even they are not even related to each other, except the fact that both of them have the spelling APPLE inside of it. Similarly, both of them have the spelling Java inside of it. There is no similarity, there is no connection between the two guys. Please try to remember this. Okay. Later on, JavaScript was also called as ECMAScript by the European Union. So European Union tried to standardize, because LiveScript, JScript, JavaScript, there were many names that were coming up. The European Union came together and told that, okay, the standard name for JavaScript will be ECMAScript or ES6. That is the latest version of JavaScript that is currently there. So these are the different names of JavaScript that is currently present. Now, why should you learn JavaScript? That is also a main question. JavaScript right now is one of the most in-demand programming languages that is currently there. It is the first programming language that you need to study. Okay, the most in demand in the entire industry. After that, it comes Python. The first is JavaScript. Now, why is that the case? 90% of the entire internet, 90% of the entire internet is built using JavaScript. Let us look at that right now. Okay, so let me just take this new tab out. So I'm currently, what I'm doing is, let's go to Instagram. Okay, so this is our DevTown's Instagram page, as you're able to see. Give it a second to load up. So this is the DevTown's Instagram page. Okay, what I'm currently going to do, Instagram, a website that you guys must be using for a very long period of time. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to disable my JavaScript. I just disable my JavaScript from the website. Now, if I'm trying to reload the page, if I'm trying to open up Instagram without JavaScript, okay, if I'm trying to open up Instagram without JavaScript, it won't even load up. It won't even load up. Without JavaScript, Instagram won't work. Without JavaScript, YouTube won't work. Okay, if you're trying to open up YouTube, it won't even load up. Without JavaScript, neither Instagram nor YouTube will load up. We're trying to search something on, let's say I'm trying to search Thanos on Google. Okay, I'm trying to search Thanos on Google. As I'm able to see, this is not how Google usually looks like. Okay, this is not something of how usually Google looks like. Okay, this is a bit different from our normal layout of Google. Although Google is working, but it changes a lot. Okay, any other website, guys, let's say I want to go to Twitter. If I want to go to Twitter without JavaScript, Twitter won't work. Okay, let's go to another website. Let's say Netflix. Okay, like, as you're able to see, although Netflix is opening up, but it is showing an message right over here. Looks like you have disabled JavaScript. Please enable JavaScript to restore full page functionality. Okay, so without JavaScript, 90% of your websites won't even load up. Some of the websites, let's go to Washington Post or Times of India. And let's go to Times of India right now. So although Times of India is loading up, but the advertisements won't load up. Advertisements and some of the images won't even load up. Okay, without JavaScript, you will be able to read through the articles. Let's say, let's take up one of these articles right over here. The advertisements that should have come up right on the right hand side, none of the advertisements are loading up without JavaScript. So yes, you can disable JavaScript right over here so that you are able to use these different type of websites without looking at the advertisements. Okay, so that is one of the best things about removing JavaScript. But without JavaScript, most of these websites won't even work. And that is why you need to understand JavaScript, guys. This is the reason why you need to understand JavaScript. Okay. Are you guys able to understand? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. For removing JavaScript from your websites, what you can do is you can install this web developer Chrome extension. Okay, you can install this web developer extension. Okay, just search for web developer extension from Google and you will be able to find the first link. You can install this extension in your Chrome as well. Okay, web developer Chrome extension, and you can disable JavaScript from right over there. Now what if I disable CSS? Okay, we have looked at what will happen if we are disabling JavaScript. Okay, what will happen if I disable CSS? So this is our YouTube channel. Okay, this is our let's go to our channel DevTown right over here. Okay, so this is our DevTown channel, as you are able to see. So let us remove CSS from right over here. I'll use the same and I will just disable all styles. This is how YouTube looks like without CSS. This is how YouTube looks like without CSS, guys. And this is how Instagram looks like without CSS. Okay, let me just disable the styles from here. This is how Instagram looks like without CSS. So you are able to see how big like use like CSS and JavaScript is of any website that you are visiting. It does not matter. Without CSS and without JavaScript, these websites will have no clue. Let's say what happens to Netflix if I'm removing styles. Disable all styles. This is how Netflix looks like without CSS. Okay, this is what Netflix look like without CSS. Similarly, if I'm removing CSS from right over here as well, this is how Google looks like without CSS. Okay, so you're easily able to see that without CSS, most of your websites won't even look like won't even show up properly, and without JavaScript, it won't even open up. The JavaScript, it won't even open up. Okay, so that is what we have seen. What happens when we are switching off the JavaScript. Okay, you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. You guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. We are going to cover HTML, JavaScript and ReactJs in the next 7 days. We are not going to touch upon CSS. Okay, we are going to cover HTML, JavaScript and ReactJs. Great, amazing, guys. You guys are so smart. Okay, you have able to remember everything so like quickly. Okay, so next what we want to learn is JavaScript. Let's start off with the hands-on practice on JavaScript right now. So what we want to do is initially, for the initial period of this class, we will be working through our Chrome browser itself. Like I said, I like to take things from the utmost basics. Okay, so that anyone who is coming to these bootcamps from any walks of life is if he's able to understand English, he will be able to understand all the concepts in these 7 days. So again, if I'm doing something right over here, if I'm going with the basics, it's for your own benefit. Okay, every single thing I will be telling you like one after the other, but it's like building blocks. I try to set up the base foundation first, and on the basis of that foundation I will be building the pyramid further. Okay, so please focus upon what I'm teaching. It would be extremely easy for you guys to understand it. Okay, So what you want to do is open up any website. Open up any website that you want to do, and then right click anywhere on the website and click on inspect element. Okay, now one more thing, guys, please try to remember this. Do not code along with me. Okay, do not code along with me, because I will be going out like doing stuff one after the other. If you're coding along with me, you will be missing out on things that I'm saying. And I want you guys to focus as much as possible on what I'm saying right now and try to understand as much as possible, guys. Okay, so right over here, let us open up inspect. Okay, so right click and then inspect. So right click anywhere on the website and then inspect. Okay, don't worry, guys, we'll be learning everything from scratch. We'll be starting out with JavaScript, then HTML, then we'll be moving out to React. Okay, so we'll be learning everything from scratch. You don't need to know anything. Okay, okay, so right over here, I've opened up the your inspect element. Once you have done that, you want to go to the console. You are having console, elements, sources, network, performance, memory. You want to go to console from right over here. Okay, now one more thing, guys, this is a YouTube video. Although the attendance will be taking up live within the class itself, okay, but beyond that, you can come back to the class and revisit the class, relearn everything. The video will be there with lifetime access, as you're able to see from our YouTube channel. Okay, all the bootcamps that we have conducted up till now, if you go to our channel, all the bootcamps that we have conducted up till now, you will be able to find the recordings for every single bootcamp on our website, on our YouTube channel as well. Okay, as well as on website as well. So on our website as well, we have the all the bootcamps that we have conducted up till now. Okay, so you're having upcoming bootcamps as well, like Python and deep learning, backend web development, Python and computer vision, and all the old bootcamps that we have already conducted. For example, if you want to go into professional web app hacker, right over here, and go right over here, and you will be able to see all the different classes that has happened from there and when it happened and all those kind of stuff. Okay, okay. So right now we need to focus upon right over here console. Now, whenever you are starting out with any new programming language, okay, in India there is a auspicious thing. It is considered to be very auspicious that before you are starting any new thing, you are eating curd and sugar. Okay, you are eating curd and sugar before starting that. Similarly, before starting to learn any new programming language, to write hello world in that language is considered to be very auspicious. Okay, the first thing before starting to learn JavaScript, we will be writing hello world in JavaScript. Okay, to do that, what you have to do is you have to write alert. You have to write right over here inside console alert, then in parenthesis hello world. We'll be understanding what this entire piece of code means. Don't worry about it. But right now, what we'll be writing is alert hello world. Okay, now we'll be running this particular line of code. As you're able to see, we are getting a notification bar. Okay, we are getting a warning, we are getting a pop-up, okay, saying hello world right over here. Okay, it is saying hello world right over here. So we have done the first thing. Okay, we have done the first thing that comes up to any programming language that you are starting, that is writing hello world in that particular programming language. Okay, okay. So right now what we want to do is we want to understand what this alert basically means. Okay, at the end of the day, what you want is this is a function. Okay, let's try to understand it in such a way. Go back to our PPT. Let's go back to our PPT right over here. So you're having this function. Okay, think about it as you're telling JavaScript. Okay, think about this function. We'll be learning function in a lot of depth. Okay, don't worry about it. But just understand it for right now that you're basically telling JavaScript. Okay, you're basically telling JavaScript to say hello. Okay, that is what you're trying to tell. Okay, you're telling JavaScript to say hello. You're telling JavaScript to show an alert, to show a warning called as hello itself. Okay, so that is what you want to do. So alert is basically an inbuilt function in JavaScript that helps you to show an alert of the message that you want to show. Okay, the alert will be of the message that you want to show. So this message is whatever you are writing in between these parentheses. Okay, this message is whatever you are writing in between these parentheses, and this entire statement, just like in your normal English, you're having a full stop where you tell that, okay, this entire thing, okay, this entire thing, this entire sentence is over right over here. Similarly, in programming itself, in JavaScript, you end a particular code, you end a particular sentence of code by putting a semicolon at the very end. Okay, you put up a you end the entire sentence and the entire code by putting up a semicolon at the very end. Okay, so yeah, basically this entire thing is basically saying that, okay, JavaScript say hello. Okay, JavaScript say hello right over here. Okay. So right now what we want to do is we want to go back and in a similar way, just like you are using alert. So right over here, we can do an alert and then we can write Shaurya right over here. Okay, so it will give you an alert saying Shaurya inside of it. Okay, now what if I want to get an input from the user? Okay, what if I want to get an input from the user? Here I'm just showing something to the user itself. Using alert, I'm able to show something to the user itself. Now, what if I want to take an input from the user? What if I want to take in an input from the user itself? For that, you are having another function, inbuilt function in JavaScript called as your prompt. Okay, that is called as your prompt. Okay, so you'll be using prompt prompt to take up the input from the user. Okay, we will be taking up what is your name right over here. Okay, so as I'm writing this particular line of code, prompt, what is your name? Okay, and I'm putting my semicolon at the end. To run this particular line of code, I'm just pressing on enter, and that will run this particular line of code. We are again getting an alert. Okay, but this alert is a little bit different. Instead of showing us just what is your name, that is the message, we are getting an input box as well. We're getting an input box as well. Inside that input box, we'll be writing whatever input that the user wants to give us. Okay, right over here, we are taking in input from the user itself. Amin Star. Okay, sir, where is the link of Hotstar project link? Please tell us, sir. Amin, I've already told you guys yesterday as well. It will be posted by tonight. This is not night, this is evening. So please do not disturb the class. Okay, if you are here to study, please focus upon the class itself. Okay, so what is your name? So I will be putting up my name right over here, Shaurya. Okay, and as you're able to see, we are able to see Shaurya, the user, whatever the user had put up an input right over there, we are able to see the input right over here in the console itself. We're able to see an input right over here inside our console itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Yes, you have to press enter to run the function. What about the Hotstar clone? Ritik, yesterday as well, please focus upon the class right now. I've already told you guys that the Hotstar clone project will be posted by tonight. Right now it's evening, not night. After 10 o'clock in the night, we'll be posting out the video. Okay. Okay. So now the issue that we are facing is that although we have taken in an input from the user itself, we are not able to utilize that input. How are we able to get this access? Okay, how are we able to get this access to Shaurya? That is what we want to understand. How can we use this Shaurya, the input that has been given to us by the user? Okay, so before doing that, let's try to understand one more concept in JavaScript or in any programming language called as data types. Okay, so there are various different kinds of data that is present inside of your programming language, that is JavaScript. You're having one of the data types as string. Anything that you are trying to write, in between a single quotation mark or double quotation mark, anything that you're trying to write, whether it be spaces, whether it be text, capital letters, numbers, whether you have special characters, anything that you want to write between a single quotation mark or a double quotation mark will be called as a string in JavaScript. Okay, so this is a string in JavaScript. The next is numbers. Okay, the next is numbers or in. So numbers basically is like 2. Okay, 2.5 is a number, 1 would be a number. All these are basically numbers. These are not put up in strings, They're not put up in strings. These are numbers, okay, whether it be decimal or normal integers, they will be called as numbers itself. And the third type of data type that is currently present is true and false value. Okay, that is ones and zeros. That is two true and false values. That is called as the Boolean data type. Okay, that is called as the Boolean data type. So that is basically saying, okay, true or false. These are the two Boolean data types. Again, check the data type of an object using the type of method. Just like you are having the function that is like the alert function, the prompt function, there is a type of method as well, which you will be able to use to get the type. That is the data type of the object. For example, I can just write type of, and then in parenthesis whatever object that I want to use. So if I'm writing any kind of object right over here, it is giving me that it is the type of string. As you're able to see, it is giving me the type of string right over here. That is the data type is string. I'm removing this, I'm putting up a number 25.67. It is giving me the data type of number right over here. If I'm using a type of, and then I'm putting up true right over here, then I'm getting the answer as Boolean. That is the type of true is Boolean. So these are the three different data types that are currently there. As you're able to see right over here, let me go back to the PPT. Okay, you are having strings. Okay, you are having strings. Then you are having, so these are like anything between a double quotation mark or a single quotation mark will be strings. Okay, numbers 247, 2.5, 6.5, all these are numbers themselves. Okay, then you're having Boolean, true and false values. Okay, so there are the three different data types that exist in JavaScript. Okay, now let us try to come back to the question of how can we save this entire, like how can we use this input what has been given to us inside the prompt. Okay, whatever the input that we have received from the prompt itself, how can we use that? Okay, how can we use that? Now that is where the concept of variables comes into place. Now variables is a particular concept that is being used in every single programming language that you will be using. It's something that is common between maybe C, C++, C#, Python, Java, Go, any JavaScript, any programming language that you will be learning, Ruby, PHP, any programming language that you are learning, you will have to understand the concepts of variables. Okay, so let's try to understand this. Okay, now both decimals as well as integers are called as numbers in JavaScript, guys. Please try to understand this. Okay, right over here we have already seen the example using type of. Okay, so type of 24.67 is also a number, and type of 27. Okay, so type of 27, that is an integer, is also a number. Okay, so both decimal as well as integer numbers are called as numbers in JavaScript, guys. Okay, that is the name of the data type. Okay, so right now what we need to understand is we need to understand the concept of variables. So let's try to understand that by using a particular example. Okay, let's try to understand that. So we are having this particular, so let's consider that you are a software engineer. Okay, you are a software engineer and you have recently shifted to Bangalore for your new job. Now your salary right now is 1 lakh rupees per month. Okay, let's say that you have just a fresher, you have just joined a big tech firm and you are earning 1 lakh rupees per month as a software engineer right over there. Okay, so you have decided to shift to Bangalore, and inside Bangalore you have decided to take a house on rent as well. So you have taken up a house on rent. Okay, and the rent of the house is, let's say, 15,000 rupees. Okay, 15,000 rupees per month. You have also currently taken up a car. Okay, you have also taken up a car on EMI. You've taken up a car on EMI, so my drawing is not that great, but I hope that you are able to understand this is a car. So the EMI for the car right now is also 15,000 rupees per month. Along with that, you have currently joined a gym as well. Currently joined a gym, and the gym is right now costing you 5,000 rupees per month right over there. As well as you are having in the tax bracket, so you have to give a tax of 0.3%. Okay, you are giving a tax on 0.3% right over here. Okay, so let's try to understand. So you're a programmer, of course. You will try to create a program that is able to fill out your taxes for you. It is able to send the money to gym. It is able to pay your EMIs for you. It is able to pay your rent for you. It is able to pay, calculate your savings for you. So all this, you want to create an entire like program that is able to do all these different things for you guys right now. So for doing that, you started writing a program. You have written a 10,000 lines of code. You have written 10,000 lines of code that is able to do all that for you. Send out money to your gym membership, paying your EMIs on time, paying your rent on time, calculating your taxes and paying the taxes off, calculating how much savings that you're having. All these different things you are able to do using like the program that you have written, 10,000 lines of code. Now you are a very noob programmer. Let's consider you as a very beginner level or a very new programmer. You don't know any concepts about variables or not. So how will you write this program? So you'll be calculating every single thing from scratch. For example, if you want to calculate something as how much tax you have to pay, so you'll be calculating it as, okay, 1 lakh minus your expenditure, so 15,000, that is tax deductible, that is your rent. 15,000, that is your EMI, that is also tax deductible. Okay, and then on top of that you will have to pay 0.3% in taxes. If you want to calculate your savings at any point of time, you will have to pay, okay, so you will have to write savings will be your net income, that is 1 lakh rupees, minus you will have to reduce your rent. Okay, you will have to reduce your EMI, you'll have to reduce your gym membership, you will have to reduce your taxes as well. So again, you will have to write 1 lakh right over here, minus 15,000 minus 15,000 multiplied by 0.3, that is your taxes that you have to fill up, and that will be your savings, and that will be your savings right over there. Okay, so don't forget to remove the taxes as well, guys. Don't forget to remove the taxes as well. So all these different calculations you will have to do again and again to be able to build the entire program. 10,000 lines of code using all these calculations that you have to do. Okay, so it is taking a lot of time, but you have completed it. You have built the entire code. Now your landlady is a very mean person. Your landlady, let us draw her, is a very meanie. Okay, she's a meanie, and she understood that, okay, you are a software engineer, and she concluded that you must be earning a lot. Okay, and you have got the home at a very good place. Okay, it's a very good society, a very good place itself. So the landlady decides that, okay, you are earning a lot. No matter what, from this month you will not be paying me 15,000 rupees. I'm increasing the rent to 20,000 rupees. I'm increasing the rent to 20,000 rupees right over there. Okay, so now there's a huge problem. You have to go back through your entire code and you have to change. Okay, you have to change the entire thing. You have to change the entire thing from 15,000 to 20,000. Everywhere where you are calculating something using rent, everywhere where you are calculating something using rent, you have to change the number from 15,000 to 20,000. Now the issue with that, many people will be very like smart right over here. They'll be like, sir, it's very easy. We'll just do a control F. Okay, we'll find and replace all the 15,000s with 20,000. As simple as that. I will just find all the 15,000 by a control F and replace all those 15,000 by 20,000. Now the issue is both your EMI as well as your rent are of the same amount. If we're doing control F and control R, that is find and replace, in that particular case, even your EMIs will be increased to 20,000. Even your EMIs will be increased to 20,000. So you will have to go through the entire 10,000 lines of code. You have to go through the entire 10,000 lines of code, and line by line, every single place wherever 15,000 exists, you'll have to try to understand that whether this 15,000 is for rent or this 15,000 is for EMI. And on the basis of that, you will have to upgrade it to 20,000. Okay. But on the basis of that, you will have to upgrade it to 20,000. Now that is a very lengthy process. Every time maybe your gym membership is changing, maybe your EMI is changing, maybe your rent is changing. Every time you will have to come right over here and change everything from scratch. It's a very time-taking process for anyone to do, and you don't have that kind of time. So that is where you have the concept of variables into place. Think about assigning a nickname to all these values. Think about assigning a nickname to all these values. So maybe salary basically refers to 1 lakh rupees. Rent refers to 15,000 rupees. Okay. EMI refers to 15,000 rupees. Gym refers to 5,000 rupees. Tax, like represents to 0.3%, okay, or 0.3 itself, okay. That is what we want to do right over here. We are coming to our code itself. Instead of writing all that, instead of writing all this code, what you will be writing is sal minus rent minus EMI multiplied by tax is equals to AMT. AMT is another, so you're nicknaming everything right now. You're using nicknames at the end of the day. So IAMT amount is equals to salary minus rent minus EMI multiplied by taxes. Similarly, this can be represented as save, that is savings, is equals to sal minus rent minus EMI minus gym minus AMT. So instead of calculating the entire tax again, you can directly use this AMT right over here. Now, even if your landlady is coming up and increasing the rent from 15,000 to 20,000, even if she's increasing the rent from 15,000 to 20,000, you don't even have to look at these 10,000 lines of code. Okay? You don't even have to look at these 10,000 lines of code. What you want to look at is only these 5 lines of code. Only these 5 lines of code. You just want to remove this 15,000 from right over here and update the value of the nickname rent to 20,000. Now, wherever inside your code you have used rent, now that rent is the nickname for 20,000. So you don't have to go back into the 10,000 lines of code and update rent every single time. So you are able to save a lot of time, guys. You're able to save a lot of time, and these nicknames are basically called as variables in JavaScript. These nicknames are called as variables in JavaScript. Are you guys able to understand the concept of variable, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand the concept of variables, guys? Please do let me know using this example that why variables is so important to learn. Amazing, guys, amazing. You guys are so smart. That's great. So in whenever you are creating a variable in JavaScript, you'll be writing the variable as var. Okay, that is, you are declaring that this is a variable. Okay, there's a keyword called as var. Okay, the name of the variable. Okay, name of the variable, and then you will have equals to the value that you want to assign. Okay, the value that you want to assign to that particular variable, and then semicolon and the variant. Then having the var. So for example, if you want to create a variable called as rent that has a value of 15,000 inside of it, you'll be writing var. That is, you want to create a variable called as rent right over here. Okay, rent right over here is equals to 15,000. Is equals to 15,000, and this is how you're able to create a variable in JavaScript. Let's try to go back to our example, and let's create a variable on our own. So var name. Okay, let's not create var rent is equals to 15,000. Now, anywhere where you want to use rent, you can directly use 15,000. You can just use the word rent itself. Okay. For example, if I want to print out on my screen the rent itself, I can directly do console. So I want to write something inside my console itself. I don't want to show an alert. So you show an alert whenever you want to show something to the user. You use alert when, or prompt you use when you want to take an input from the user. Alert you use when you want to show something to the user itself. What if I don't want to show something to the user? I just want to see it for myself. So I'll be printing something out inside the console. This is the console right over here, guys. Currently where you're writing your code, this is the console. I want to print something out in the console. I want to log something. So if you are having log, what do you understand by the word? Why do you, in normal English, I'm asking you normal English, guys, not programming, nothing related to programming. What do you understand by log? What is the English meaning of the word log, guys? What are the English meaning of the word log? Can you guys let me know? What is the English version of the word log, guys? Please let me know. Entries, or to record something, or to note down something. Okay, so that is the meaning behind log, to note down something, to like write it down something. Okay, all that, record something is basically how you create log. Okay, similarly, I want to note down something, I want to record something in my console itself. So I'll just write console, the place dot log, that is I want to log something right over here, and then I want to log my rent. Okay, I want to log my rent right over here. I want to log out my value, the value that is contained inside of my variable rent. Okay, as soon as I'm pressing enter, you're able to see that 15,000 is being printed on our screen. 15,000 is being printed. We are logging 15,000 inside our screen. Rent right over here, we have created this variable called as rent right over here. Okay, so and that rent basically now refers to the value 15,000, and we are able to see 15,000 on our screen right over here. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Ritankar, Devnath, we are using var instead of int because this is JavaScript, not C. Or C++. Okay, that is the reason why. So every language, just like you are having English has its very own set of grammatical rules. You're having like French, it has very own set of grammatical rules. For example, you say good morning in like English, whereas you say guten Morgen in German. So every language has its own grammar, its own words, its own vocabulary at the end of the day. Similarly with programming as well, there are various programming languages. You're having JavaScript, you're having Java, C, C Sharp, C++, Python. Every language has its own grammar, its own syntax. So grammar in programming is basically referred to as syntax. Okay, so every language has its very own syntax, guys. For JavaScript, this is the syntax that you need to follow. Okay, so right now what we want to do is we want to create our prompt. Okay, and what is your name, and we want to save whatever the input that the user is giving us inside our variable. Okay, because think about variable as boxes. Okay, think about variables as boxes, guys. Okay, so when you're writing var rent is equals to 15,000, what you're actually doing is you're creating a box called as rent, which has a value of 15,000 inside of it. Okay, which is a value of 15,000. Okay, right over here. That is what you are trying to do. So when you are writing, so what we want to do is whatever input that the user is providing to us, we want to save it inside a variable. Whatever the input that the user is providing to us using prompt, we want to save it inside our variable itself. For that, what we want to do is to come back right over here. We want to write var, okay, name is equals to prompt, what is your name. Okay, we are creating var name is equals to prompt, what is your name. Mitay Bharadwaj, let's do one thing, Mitay. From next class, Mitay will be taking up the class itself. Like I said, I like to take up things from the basics. If I'm introducing you let and cons right now in the first day of the class, it will go above the head of most of the people. They won't be able to understand why you want to use let, why you want to use cons, where you have to use these particular things. That is the reason why I like to take things from the utmost scratch. Okay, this is the first class, guys. We have 7 more days to go. Everything I will be telling you guys in bits and pieces along the entire 7 days. This is just the first day of the class. So please pay a lot of attention in what I'm teaching right now, guys. Okay. So var name is equals to prompt, what is your name. So whatever input that the user will be getting, that input will be saved inside the variable name called as name right over here. So right over here, let us just run this particular line of code, and we are putting up what is your name. Then I'm putting up Shaurya. Okay, and that is getting saved inside our variable name called as name. If I'm writing console dot log name right over here, I'm able to see that I'm getting an answer as Shaurya Sinha on my screen. I'm getting my answer as Shaurya Sinha printed out on my screen. Now again, the difference between console.log and alert is very apparent. If I'm writing the same thing using alert, name right over here, Okay, instead of getting it inside the console, I'm getting an entire pop-up. Now this pop-up is visible to every single person. Okay, the user that is using the website is also able to see this pop-up, and you don't want to have that. Sometimes you want to make sure that all the information inspect is basically, console is basically for your developers to test different things out. So for that reason, usually you will be using console.log to print something out, to log something out in your console or in your terminal itself. But right now, as we don't like have something that we want to put up an alert, we don't have any kind of discrimination between the same. So you can either put up an alert or put up a console.log. Like I said, console.log is something that you want to keep it hidden from the user, from the normal usage of the user itself. Alert is something that you want to showcase to the user. Okay, what is the meaning of this undefined? Great question, guys. This is something that we'll be understanding in our tomorrow's class, when we'll be understanding about functions. Okay, you need to understand about functions and return statements to be able to understand why we are getting this undefined at different places. Okay, so that will be learning tomorrow, not today. Okay, are you guys able to understand up till here? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand up till here? Please let me know, guys. Okay. So the next thing that we want to learn about is concatenation. Okay, we want to learn about concatenation. Now you can of course add two numbers together. So 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, you can do 3.5 plus 3.5, that is also 7 right over here. So you can use the addition symbol to add two numbers together. Similarly, you can concatenate or attach two strings together as well using the concatenation symbol, that is the addition symbol itself, on strings. For example, if I'm having two strings right over here, hello and world, I can just write hello plus world to create a single string. Okay, that is, this particular property is called as concatenation. This entire property is called as concatenation. You are having two words and you are using the concatenation operator to attach the two words together. You're using concatenation property to attach the two words together right over here. Similarly, if I want to move further from right over here, you can even have it as plus. I want to have some space between the two, so I will just put up some space and then again a plus. So right over here, I'm writing hello. I'm adding a space to at the end of hello, and I'm adding word at the end of that. So as you're able to see right over here, we are having hello space world. Okay, we are having hello space world right over here. Okay, so you are able to use concatenation property to append different strings together. You can even append like a string with a like variable as well. For example, right over here, also the variable needs to contain a string inside of it. So right over here, if I'm having hello there, hello, let's say, then I'm having plus name. Name contains my name, Shaurya Sinha. Okay, then I'm having some exclamation mark at the end. How are you? Okay, so right over here, what I've created is hello. I'm adding the name, then how are you right over here. So okay, so name, I think so. So I will have to redefine name right over here. So name var name is equals to prompt prompt. What is your name? Let us run this. Let's put up our name as Shaurya Sinha. Okay, and then along with that, let's rerun the program. That is hello name, how are you? As you're able to see, we are having hello Shaurya Sinha, how are you being printed on our screen. You can use this concatenation property to append different strings together. Here name is a particular variable that contains a string inside of it. Okay, here you are having name as a particular variable that contains a particular string inside of it. Okay, are you guys able to understand up till here, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand up till here, guys? Please do let me know. Great. Now again, I'm reminding you guys that these classes will be of 1 to 1.5 hours long every single day. Okay, for 7 days, the classes will be for 1 to 1.5 hours long every single day. So please be prepared for the same as well. Okay. The next thing that you need to understand is, okay, so about the attendance and the certification. Let's try to understand that. The first thing that you're having is every single day within the class itself, I'll be showing you a QR code. Okay, I'll be showing you a QR code. Now, this QR code you will be able to see only for 1 to 2 seconds. Only for 1 to 2 seconds. Anywhere in the middle of the entire class, I'll be showing this QR code. Okay, you have to note down the time at which I have shown you the QR code itself. Guys, please try to understand this. I won't be able to repeat myself. I'm telling you how the attendance will be taking place, how the certificates will be given to you, every single thing. Okay, so I'll be showing you a QR code every single day inside the class, a new QR code every single day. Okay, I'll be showing it in the class for just 1 to 2 seconds. You will have, okay, you will have like 1 or 2 seconds to just like note down the time at which I've shown you the QR code. Once you have noted down the time, once the class is over, so the class will be over by 7:30. Okay, the class will be over by 7:30. You'll have up till 8:30 to fill up the attendance form. You'll have, so this QR code will open up a Google form in which you will be able to fill up your attendance. It will be open up till 8:30 itself to fill up the attendance form. Okay, so you'll have to attend the entire session live. Between the class itself, up till 7:30, you cannot fill up the attendance form. Up till 7:30, you cannot fill up the attendance form because I don't want you guys to be disturbed within the class. I want you guys to focus upon as much, okay, as much time that you are able to see. Okay, you want to focus on the class itself, so just take a copy and pencil and write down the time at which the link was shown to you, the QR code was shown to you. Once the class is over at 7:30, you have 1 hour, okay, to fill up the attendance form. You will have till 8:30 to fill up the attendance form itself. So to scan a QR code, I hope that you guys know how to scan a QR code. You can use Google Lens. You can use a QR code scanning app. Okay, if you are having an iPhone, you can directly use the camera as well. So that is totally up to you guys what you want to use. Okay, you have to fill up the attendance form. Once you fill up the attendance form, you have to use the exact same email. Okay, whatever email you're using to fill up the attendance form, you have to use the exact same email for the next 7 days. For the next 7 days to fill up the entire all the attendance forms itself. You have to use the exact same email to fill up all the attendance forms. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Guys, able to understand this? Please let me know. Great. Now, every day for the next 7 days, whoever has filled up the attendance form on time will be getting the attendance certificate. Attending certificate via DevTown. Okay, they will be getting the attending certificate via DevTown. Okay, those students who at the end of the 7th day will be having our project as well. On 7th or the 8th day, we'll be having our project as well. Now, those we will be giving you like 3-4 days to submit the project. We'll be doing the project live in the class itself, having 3-4 days to watch through the entire video and create the project, taking up inspiration from that particular video itself. So, how we will be doing the project, how to submit the project, I will be telling you guys on the 7th day of the bootcamp, not right now. On the 7th day of the bootcamp. Now, those will be asking you to submit the project back to us. Those students will be having 7 days of attendance plus the correct project submitted. Those students will be getting the certificates via GDG and Microsoft. Okay, that is Google and Microsoft. Those people will be getting the certificates via Google and Microsoft. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Again, guys, one more thing. This is a YouTube video. Okay, this is a YouTube video. You can scroll back the scroller. You can like pause the video. You can come back to the video as well. I've already shown you guys that on our channel. All the videos are still there. After the live session has ended, all the videos are still available. So you just need to note down the time. You just need to note down the time at which I've shown to you guys the attendance link, and then you can continue from right over there. Okay. So that is the entire thing. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Like I said, this is a YouTube video, guys. As you're able to see any of our previous bootcamps as well, we still have the video. You can pause the video, you can scroll back the video. Everything that you can do for a normal YouTube video, you can do with that video as well. So if you have the time noted down, you can go back to the video and go to that particular time and just scan it. Okay, so that is the everything that is there related to the attendance itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Now, for those who are joining us late, okay, you can go back to the entire class and just in the last 10 minutes I've told how to fill up the attendance, how will the certificates will be given to you. Okay, the certificates will be sent to you on the same email address, that you're using to fill out the attendance links. Okay, whatever email address that you're using to send out to fill up the attendance link, on that email you'll be receiving these certificates as well. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Okay, also like I said, these boot camps are conducting it for free. Again, there is no cost associated with the boot camp, there's no cost associated with these certificates. Okay, so you need not worry about it. Okay, all your feedback, we really want your feedback, guys, because we will only then be able to understand that what you guys actually need, so we'll be able to provide you with that. For example, one of the feedbacks that we got was that we need DSA as soon as possible. Okay, DSA boot camp. So we have planned about the end of July we'll be starting out with DSA boot camps. We have planned for blockchain boot camps, IoT boot camps. We have planned for cybersecurity boot camps in the future as well. So please make sure, guys, that you guys are able to provide us with the right right feedback, that we are able to bring these free boot camps to you continuously according to your likings. One more thing, many of you might be starting out programming for the very first time. If you are interested for the same, we have started out with this C++ programming. So this entire thing is basically provided to you by a particular person he has previously worked at Cisco and Barclays. Okay, so every single day we are uploading 3 to 2 videos of C++ from the utmost scratch. The only thing that you need to know is English. You can start out with C++ from right over here. There will be 35 videos for free. You can learn C++ from right over here, from the utmost scratch to the most advanced level C++. After this C++ has been released completely in the next 10 days, we'll start off with releasing Java as well, from the utmost basic to the most advanced level. So essentially, whatever information, whatever suggestions that you guys are giving to us, we are trying our very best to be able to bring you guys these free boot camps so that you are able to learn. Again, just to introduce myself, my name was Shaurya Sinha, and it was great to be with you guys right over here. I previously worked as a data scientist, a data analyst, a full stack engineer, a machine learning engineer, and a software engineer at companies like Jio, Fastnell, Reliance, DevTown, Shape AI. I've been an instructor on behalf of Google Explore ML program as well. I've went on behalf of Google to various different colleges and taught them concepts like AI, data science, and web development. So that was a small introduction about myself. If you guys want, you can connect to me on either LinkedIn or as well as Instagram as well. Now, one more thing, guys, like I said, we are a non-profit platform. Okay, so the only thing that we want from you guys is your support. That's it. That's everything that we are asking for. Because see, we need to approach different companies every single time. So right now we are in talks with Amazon, we are in talks with Facebook, we are in talks with other companies like GitHub as well, to be able to provide you guys with more and more number of certificates, to be able to provide you guys with more and more number of boot camps as well. To be able to do that, we need to showcase these companies that our community is actually appreciating and also contributing into the work that we are currently doing. The only thing that we want from you guys is your support. That's it. You can show your support by liking this video as well as subscribing to the channel as well. That's the only thing that we want, so that we are able to show these companies that yes, whatever we are providing to the students, they are really appreciating it. They are really trying to understand it. They are learning from it as well. That these companies are also much more ready to basically conduct these boot camps for you guys, to be able to give you guys these certificates from various different companies as well. And that is our aim, so that you guys are able to learn a new technology, you are able to practice on a particular project as well, and you are able to get the best certificates in the industry. So, and that too for free. See, we could have charged the same certificates right now in the industry. If you're going anywhere else, they will be charging you at least 3,000 rupees, 2,000 to 3,000 rupees per certificate. And we are able to provide that for free for you guys. So the only thing, I don't think so it is a lot to ask for just your support for this. Okay, is it a lot to ask for just the support of you guys? That's it. Okay, the only thing that we want from you guys is your support. Like, there are 3,000 people right now with us, so if you liked the entire boot camp that we conducted today's class, okay, do like the video, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, it really becomes very easy for us to like come to these companies and provide you guys the certificates as well. So thank you so much for that as well. Okay, like I said, do support the channel. It really matters to you as well as for us at the end of the day. Okay, uh okay, so next thing, guys, we'll just create the attendance link for today. In the meanwhile, guys, please do subscribe to the channel. Okay, I know that everything behind me right now would become black, but as you're able to see, I'm still there. Okay, I just need to create the form, so that is the reason why I've made it black behind me. I'm able to understand that it's black, totally black behind me, so don't worry about it. Okay, I know that. Okay, just give me a second. I just need to create the attendance link for today. Give me 2 seconds, guys. In the meanwhile, guys, please do like the video. Like I said, it really helps us a lot. Okay, so that we are able to approach more and more companies to be able to bring you guys with more and more number of certificates as well as it keeps me as an instructor also very motivated, that whatever I'm teaching the students are able to understand it properly, and they are appreciating the efforts that I'm putting in. Because after going to the office in the morning and then coming back home and then taking up the boot camps, it is a very painful thing for me as well. So if you are doing that, I really appreciate it a lot. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Okay, currently I'm making the attendance link, guys. Give me a second. From tomorrow onwards as well, the classes will be at the same time, that is 6 o'clock. The classes will be of 1.5 hours long, guys. Okay, the classes will be of 1.5 hours long, so please be ready for the same as well. Okay. Oh. Let me show you the QR code, guys. Right over here, this is the QR code for today's attendance itself, guys. Take a screenshot for that, or like, and even like note down the time as well. Later on, come back right over here and then continue from there as well. That will be totally up to you guys to do that. Like I told you guys, this is the QR code. You have to scan it. You have to fill up the Google form on the other end of this to fill out your attendance. Okay, so there will be never a time when the QR code is not working. Okay, today I'm giving you a lot of time to look into this. Okay, so please try to do that. Another thing, guys, if you guys really want, you can also follow us on Instagram as well. Okay, do follow us on Instagram. We try to provide bits and piece of information on Instagram every single day. For example, right over here, we are having this JavaScript cheat sheet that we have created for at most beginners. So every single day, you are able to learn something new in bits and pieces. And every single day, this will be something that will be integrated with what you're currently doing. Along with that, we have a small question and answer session as well. We can just answer these questions and engage with the community as well. We also try to keep things light and breezy, so that we are able to have some memes as well on our YouTube, on our Instagram page. For example, चतुर तेरी MNC में job कैसे लगी, पहले ये देखो. So we are trying to make sure that you guys are also enjoying the entire process of learning. We want to make sure that learning is not something that is very bounded for you guys. It should be an enjoyable process where you guys are actually enjoying the entire sessions itself. So we'll try to make sure that everything is breezy, everything is enjoyable, and you guys are able to understand everything as much as possible. Like I said, we provide a lot of different information every single day, along with some jokes as well, so that you can enjoy the session. Okay, so my dog step on a bee, DevTown will teach you PHP. So we are trying to make sure that you guys are enjoying everything. So do follow us on Instagram. The link to the Instagram channel is down in the description of the video itself. Okay, do connect with me if you want. You can just look at the following, and I'm also one of the people who they are following. So Karan Bajaj sir is our mentor right over here at DevTown, and you can follow me as well. My name is Shaurya Sinha. So from our profile, you will be able to follow me. Do join the community, guys. It will be great to see you guys as a part of our community. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Okay. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow at 6 o'clock again, and we'll try our best to keep things very important. And we'll be learning a lot. Tomorrow, we'll be learning functions in JavaScript, how to create functions itself. So that will be our aim for tomorrow, guys. So let's meet at 6 o'clock tomorrow, and let's have an awesome session. Please try to come on time, guys. We'll have a great time right over there. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.